Wrestling. I am Joe Dez, joined by my color commentator today, Eric Olenowski. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, excited for this one. It's going to be a good one.
Very excited. We're starting off with the showstoppers. Starting off with 157, Chase Saldate versus Luke Mechler to begin.
Yeah, pretty interesting that they chose to elect to start at somewhere else other than 125 pounds, which usually signals a tough weight cut for your lower weights, either 125 or 133, and that's what usually happens. And real quick, Wisconsin's red, which is clear. Michigan State is green, so we're going to take back the ankle bands. No need for those because they already have the red and the green on.
Made it clear from the jump. And we begin.
But I like it for the Michigan State Spartans. When you look at where you want to start in the lineup, right here is exactly where you want to start because you're going to go Chase Saldate followed by Caleb Fish. But Caleb Fish, which I should say as Chase goes for that slide by beautiful Merkle position. As that right leg tucked on the inside, he's going to have to bring him back down to the mat. And all the weight for Chase Saldate. Look at that getting put on the hands.
Gets a three-point takedown.
And now this is where he goes to work. This is Chase's strong point. Riding that half, goes claw ride. And look at him dig his toes in the mat.
Out of bounds, might save Mechler a little bit there.
And it's important for these Spartans to get off to a hot start. But as I was saying, this next match between Caleb Fish and Dean Hamady at 165 pounds coming up next is going to be the match of the duel.
For Fish, what a tough schedule he's faced. We'll talk about that a little bit more.
Chase doing a good job riding inside thigh pry on that right side, left side going claw ride switch into a half as Mechler comes up to his feet. And this is where Chase likes to roll through. He's gonna keep that left elbow tucked tight. And if he could go crab ride, which he goes here, he's going to elevate those legs and roll over his left shoulder. But Mechler doing a good job of building a base, coming up to his feet. All fours, and now he has to work to get one side out. Pick a side, put it in his back pocket, clear his hips, and get out. But at this point, he's just wasting time. So you go out of bounds, come back to the center.
Still a minute 15 in the first period left. Saldate 3-0 advantage. How about that last match for Saldate versus #1 Levi Haynes?
Yeah, and that's a tough one. When you think about the opportunity to wrestle a tough guy, the top guy in the nation for Penn State, and it's all building blocks until March. Once you get to the NCAA championships and the Big Ten championships, that's what really matters, and Chase knows that. But this is also another opportunity for Chase to get back on the winning end of things where he was for so long this season. And this is trouble for Mechler. A minute left. Look at that chicken wing on that left side. And a potential 6 here for the Michigan State Spartans. This is where Chase is good. And he runs this thing so tight. But what he has to do is work to get that elbow below the bicep on that chicken wing side. At this point, it's above the elbow. So Mechler is able to flatten out, get his elbows wide, build a base, and now work back up. But Chase is just relentless on top.
How about that riding time for Saldate? Up to 2 minutes and 12 seconds now.
And now you wonder, you don't really wonder. Now you know Mechler's not going to go down when it is his choice. You give up 2 minutes and 23 seconds for riding time. Saldate is going to defer or elect to go down to start this second period. I like what the referee just said there. Green, you do have a caution. So he's letting him know that he's been warned once.
Spartan corner yelling for Saldate to try to just get one here.
Yeah, what they thought is he was focusing on getting the reversal rather than getting the two. And at this point, you have to keep the wrist on the lower part of the back. Anytime it starts to come up towards the head, the referees are going to stop it, call potentially dangerous, and that's the right call. You always err on the side of caution with these athletes.
Gets the reversal.
Yeah, did a good job going to a switch there. Knew where his hips were at all times. Fought to the opposite leg, picked up the 2 point for the reversal.
5-0 advantage for Saldate.
And we talked about it 2 matches ago. The reason Chase is so great in the top position is because of that tight waist. When you see that tight waist, it is going all the way around past the belly button and near the spine for Mechler. And what he constantly does is while he's tightening up and driving off of his feet, he's continuing to readjust from that tight waist. And it just gives his opponent no time. He's like a boa constrictor. You can't breathe when you're on the bottom. And Chase Saldate's riding tough, and he goes back to this wing on that left side. And another thing I like that he does is he goes left knee under that left leg, which a lot of people don't do. So he's constantly driving, using that left knee to knock out the left leg. And that's not a classic ride that you see. Minnesota used to do it back in the day, and then they would come back and go to a crab ride. But since they made it illegal to chop out the both legs, Minnesota doesn't do it as much as they used to.
Second period will end a 5-0 advantage still for Saldate. Saldate starting on the bottom.
So it was Mechler's choice to start period number 3. He couldn't go down because Chase Saldate has 2 minutes and 56 seconds of riding time. So he elected to go on top, which now if you're Chase Saldate, you have to start thinking bonus points. This is a major area for the Michigan State Spartans to pick up a few extra points on the team score, as Saldate leads 5-0 right now with that 2 minutes plus of riding time. So he's going to have that locked up. And you're going to hear from the Michigan State corner, focus on getting your one. Get to your feet is the message coming from Chris Williams. Oh, Chase smells blood here. And a possible fall coming.
It's a reversal. It's getting close.
Put 6 on the board for the Spartans.
Chase Satellite Saldate does it yet again. What a finish. In the third period, Chase Saldate able to finish it off, get the 6 for the Spartans. Spartans now leading 6-0. For the heavyweights, Gannon Rosenfeld going off against number 32, Josh Terrill of the Spartans. Rosenfeld, another one of the Badgers, so far winless in his duels this season.
For these Wisconsin Badgers, their lineup is strongest, I would say, down low. When you get to outside of 65, 74, 84, when you see Eric Barnett and Nico Rivera down at 25 and 33, that's the strength of their lineup. It's gonna be Eric Barnett coming out here trying to pick up bonus points. Same with Nico. Those guys need to step up big for this to be a duel heading into 41 and 49. And I'll tell you what, the coaching staff for Wisconsin doesn't have to go tell those guys that. They are well aware coming into this duel that their job is to pick up bonus points. When you look at Eric Barnett and Nico going against potentially Andy Hampton, who has given up bonus points, unfortunately, in majority of his last few matches. So they're well aware of the stakes. Josh Terrill looks over at Coach Roger Chandler, and Coach says, get to your underhook. And this is exactly what, against Slavakuski, when we were on the call against Rutgers, that's when the match completely changed, is when Terrill got to that underhook on that right side. So for him, he needs to focus on getting back to that. That's where he is the best, is when he gets to that right side underhook. And if I read the ref's lips correctly, he said, watch the face. So I don't know if Terrill was kind of posting in the face. But yeah, anytime the hands come up towards the face, they're going to call hands to the face. As Terrill gets to a high crotch. Oh, beautiful. No touch. Tried to do underhook, throw by, snatch single. Didn't touch his knees. Got his hands locked. And those guys just riding the merry-go-round, circle, 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 and then you get in the tornado, and you're in the washing machine. You don't know where you are at that point.
First period will expire. All evened up 0-0. Terrill elects to start on the bottom. Rosenfeld will get the choice for the third. Spartan quarter one, the refs disagree.
It's a lot, moving a lot of weight right there.
Over 500 pounds on the mat in front of us.
And once again, Wisconsin goes back to that ankle hook on that backside. And Terrill starting to come up and build a base. Rosenfeld knows exactly where he is, and now it's a lot of weight. It's going to be a stall call on Rosenfeld coming. At this point, you just got to give up the one. So they're going to go 1 point for the escape plus the stall call.
Stall could come in later. Now 1-0 advantage for the Spartans.
Yeah. Roger Chandler just took the words out of my mouth. Rosenfeld is tired. His face is bright red right now. And when you start to see those deep breaths coming from down below the belly button, that's when you know that whoever you're wrestling has some heavy hands. And Josh Terrill is coming forward. 29 seconds left, and this is one of them where, oh, beautiful high crotch.
Gets the takedown.
Timed it perfectly. What a shot.
Challenge would come for the Spartans before that. Reversal called.
And put 6 on the board for the Spartans.
What a change in just seconds. Josh Terrill. Challenge brick had come out. Josh Terrill hyping up the crowd. He's loving it.
So the Michigan State Spartans threw the brick because they didn't think it was a takedown. But Roger Chandler said we're going to challenge the reversal to a pin, and it was called a reversal and a pin. So either way, they're going to.
Now, first one we've seen, both calling for the Spartans. The other one, the beginning match from Chase Saldate. Now, we move on to 125, Wiscosnin. Chance for bonus points from number 3, Eric Barnett versus Tristan Lujan of the Spartans. Lujan coming off a loss to number 14, Braden Davis, 7-3 decision against Penn State. For Barnett, coming off of a real quick pin, only 32 seconds before we got number 24, Brendan McCrone, down for the 6.
Yeah, this is a big one right here for the Badgers. They need bonus points. When you look, we talked about how important these bonus point matches are. 57, you got 6 on the board for the Michigan State Spartans. 97, Cale Whistler picked up that major decision, and then Josh Terrill steps in and picks up an additional 6. So you have bonus points in 3 of the 7 matches thus far.
Those bonus points coming in so big. Even if the Badgers were to win the next 4, just by decision, would not be enough. Would end 19-18. Need bonus points from the Badgers. Barnett's eye contact almost a little terrifying from here.
He's a grown man. Look at the chest hair, the beard. And at this point, this match is working into Tristan Lujan's favor as he gets to a low-level single. And Barnett did a great job of fighting through it. And now look how he shelves that on the opposite hip. And what that does is it removes the pressure from the left arm of Tristan Lujan, which is in the whizzer, stopping Barnett from picking up the takedown. And once you start to get there, then you're in great position to finish. But T needs to get back to that offense right there. That's what the Michigan State Spartans recruited him to do, is get to those low-level shots, be aggressive, start duels off in the right way. Solid period thus far for T.
40 seconds remaining in the first period. Still scoreless to begin.
Yeah, and he's been the aggressor for the period. I think it's smart for him, and Barnett wants to be on that Spartan head. I like where Tristan is keeping his heels. If danger comes, know where you are. End this period 0-0 because you know Barnett's coming now. And T's doing a good job of circling towards that out-of-bounds line. And he's smart here. This is tactical wrestling. This is what you want to see. T's thinking.
First period will expire 0-0. Badgers get the choice. Badgers decline. Spartans will be starting on the bottom.
Elbows have to stay tight. Barnett's going to come legs in. So T has to make sure that he goes elbows tight, and he goes elbow tight on that right side, and now has to continue to block off. So he's done a good job, and now build a base.
Lujan gets the reverse.
Yeah, and you're normally not supposed to be able to come over the top like that with that chokehold. Puts an extreme amount of pressure on the neck, which is what they're trying to get away from. So not sure how they allowed you go over the top in an extreme danger position.
Spartan Corner was not happy during that
No,
entire period.
and I wouldn't be either.
Got to be some further discussion with the referees,
Yeah.
make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I think he went directly over is the problem. As you remember, back in the day, Logan Massa had that side headlock, and he would do that, and it was one of those moves that worked, but also put a lot of strain on that neck and caused a lot of wrestlers to get injured, and that's what they're trying to get away from.
Wrestlers reset to neutral with about 10 seconds remaining in the second period.
Takedowns right now in favor of the Michigan State Spartans, 5-3.
Badgers with the advantage going into the third, 3-2. Barnett starting on the bottom.
And that's where you just got to give up one. And at that point, you're going to give it up anyways. So you just stay low, stay tucked, rather than giving up the reversal. Concede the stall call and come back on top in the favorable position, work from there.
Cuts down the riding time of Barnett as well, gives up the escape. 4-2 advantage to Barnett. 1:30 left in the bout.
And think back to what we said with Cale Whistler. Patience is key. For T, he's been in on 2 shots, 2 solid shots. So for him picking his spot, you're only going to get one opportunity in this third period to take down Eric Barnett. And it's going to have to be perfect. Everything is going to have to come together for T to win this match. But we've seen him get to his tie, get to his shot. Now the only difference is, can he get to his finish?
Only time will tell as we enter the final minute of the bout.
And Tristan tried to go misdirection shot and just got stuck underneath.
Spartan Corner wants a stalemate call. They'll get it as we reset to the middle with 24 to go.
And for Barnett, left leg has to stay back. He has to go right leg lead here. Tristan wants to get to that low level attack on that on that left side.
10 seconds remain. Clock will be reset to 4.5 seconds. Do or die time. And that will do it. Number 3, Eric Barnett with another one. Taking down Tristan Lujan in the 4-2 decision, riding time.